Well, what a win for the Broncos on senior night as a beautiful shot above the blue. 49-21, a Bronco win over Colorado State. It is the Horseshoe Collective Postgame Show brought to you by DrinkSip. 49-21, the win. A lot to recap. We're going to hear from Taylor Tharp, Tyreque Jones later. I'm Joey Jenkins, and joining us now, the stat sheet's amazing. Jeremiah Irby, senior, 2 interceptions, fumble recovery, 3 tackles. But personally for you, no one can see this behind the scenes. We got family, friends behind the cameras. How are you feeling, man? What a game for you on senior night.
I'm feeling amazing. I got a lot of emotions running through me right now. It's been a special night, special day. But yeah, got a lot of emotions.
Are you a crier?
Great. Huh?
Are you a crier?
Yeah. I'm a very emotional guy.
But
say.
Honestly, man, it's probably anybody's dream to have a game like you did on senior night, on your final game on the blue. What was there something special tonight? You just feel it? Was it knowing everyone in the crowd for you?
Nah, just I just had somebody right there in my corner on my shoulder all night, and I was just being blessed all day. Can't even describe what happened tonight, but yeah, definitely had somebody on my shoulder in my corner. Yeah.
So Jeremiah or Bug, might ask you to explain that in a second. Got to know you this summer, know that's your nickname. You've been on a journey. This season's been a journey for the Broncos, right? And I think it's fair to say, like, tonight was a very big night for us, for the Bronco Nation, for you guys in particular in the locker room to come out and play the way you did. But just talk a little bit about the season for you and then cap it off like you did tonight. And also just, like, how did you get to where you are now? Like, you've been on this journey and just, like, your reflections on being here on the blue tonight.
Yeah. I mean, this season has been a roller coaster. We've had a lot of ups and downs. And, I mean, we were definitely disappointed the last 2 showcases that we put on. So, even the offensive first drive this week, like, I was happy because we talked about them being on the attack all week. So I was just happy for them guys. I know them guys have been working and busting their tails day in and day out. So, but defensively, it's been a great season. I feel like overall as a defense, we've held teams to passing lows, and we almost shut some people out. So I mean, it's been an amazing defensive season. We've constantly been working, and then Chins has been calling great calls to help everybody and put everybody in the best position to make the best plays. So, and then we had some losses along the way. Had my cousin Marion out, and I mean, it was great to put on the show for him because I know he was in the training room going crazy. Everybody was telling me.
I know you guys have quite a brotherhood, but now you look forward to next week. Just, we know it's been a roller coaster season, but how important is it to maybe there's some scoreboard watching that can happen? I know that's mostly for Bronco Nation. How do you stay focused and you hope you're in a Mountain West Championship game maybe in a couple weeks? How do you do that?
It just comes with us finishing. I mean, we only look at our track. I know it might be a lot of scoreboard watching like you said, but we just focusing on us. We got one more game now, but we just trying to finish strong because we know if we win out, we got a high chance of still having that 3rd game, and that's what everybody wants. We're trying to make it to that Mountain West Championship.
So when you were talking, we saw a lot of your highlights tonight, and I got to say those highlights were running for a while. You had a lot of plays tonight. Anything going into tonight that you just felt like watching Colorado State, you knew you were going to get after them, or you just had a special feeling tonight? Like, what was big about tonight?
All week we was preaching, like, as a DB room, like, we got to get after them. Like, we going to get our turnovers. Everybody was saying we're going to get 3-4 of them. So, I mean, it was glad that we got to capitalize on that and be men of our words. But I knew, like, going into it, a lot of the film study, like on the last one, I knew I was getting a vert, so I didn't know if he was going to throw it. It kind of took me a while to find the ball and everything. But, I mean, it was a lot of film study and just preparation, coaches.
Are you a jersey on the wall guy? Where does it, as we turn the page eventually and your Bronco career comes to an end, how are you going to remember your memories? I mean, you do a shrine? What are you going to do?
I'm definitely a jersey on the wall type of guy. I got a couple of jerseys that I want to frame, and that's definitely what I'm looking forward to is getting them frames and hanging them up.
Yeah. Congrats, man.
Real quick, who you got in the house? Shout out.
Who you got? My dad, girlfriend, Brooklyn, Coach Demo in the back, all supporting me tonight. Been a very emotional night tonight,
Oh, and what a way to show out. Mom, Dad proud, yeah? Yeah, there we go. Get a little round of applause.
Before you go, So I got to meet you this summer, right? We got to do a cool leadership thing together. What's Bug all about? Where'd that come from?
So it came from one of my older twin brothers. It's 2 twins and the oldest one. He just came up to me one day. He was like, "Man, what they call you out there, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know you got some kind of cool nickname that they call you out there. What is he?" And then he started naming off some J nicknames, and he was like, "What they call you? J Rock, J Bug?" He was like, "They call you J Bug." I know that's what it is. So I mean, and then ever since then, I just stuck with it. It was like that's just been my nickname ever since.
I appreciate it because hearing that nickname, and then Joey was calling you Jeremiah all night, and I'm going, no, man, that's not the name.
But
like,
you're
that's
cool.
not the goal.
I don't have swag. I'm not
That's
cool.
not the name.
Like,
That's not it.
Yeah.
So,
well, we appreciate it, man. And you're a bug because, like, those wide receivers, like, this mosquito won't leave me alone. I'm right there, and I'm getting those interceptions. So 2 picks on senior night, fumble recovery, and all the tackles. Congrats, man. Appreciate it. Jeremiah Irby, huge thanks for him joining us live on set.
Thing that we did down in Twin Falls.
That was awesome.
That was
appreciate
amazing.
It. Yep.
Yeah, Taylor Tharp, 101, absolutely. So that's Jeremiah Irby. Yeah, you're good to go. Go hang out with your family and girlfriend, all of it. Just awesome. All right, let's take a look at kind of how this game came to be. Got to a big, dominant start, really, right, Taylor? But let's talk about senior day, and what is that feeling like? I mean, Jeremiah Irby's story alone. Can you imagine on senior night having that big of a performance? But it was so great. 20 seniors on this crew as we take a look at some of the festivities. I mean, Latrell Caples sounds like he's doing okay. You know, Mason Randolph should be joining us later on, Zion Washington. But let's talk about these seniors.
Yeah.
It's a weird part of college football now with transfer portal and all of it. It's very special when you see these seniors.
Well, look, I wasn't in the stadium when, like, this stuff was going on with the hugs with the coach. I can remember when that day was for me and how special it was to hug Coach Pete, to be there with my family. It's such a special day. And so as an alum and a fan now, like, there's a big time feeling in me today that was like, there's no way we're not coming out of this game tonight with a W. Like, there's just something about always playing on the blue. There's always a belief. This is a big protect our home field type of place, but especially when there's, you know, these guys that have invested so much, and you got guys that have been through it, you know, that have had injuries and are, you know, they could have gone somewhere else, and they've decided to stay, and that's a testament to our culture, to our staff, to all the players that want to make sure they're a part of this legacy at Boise State. Like, it's huge, man, and I'm just glad for all these seniors that we got to get.
You take a look. There was so many questions as we show you. This was the the first drive. Let's talk about that a little bit, Taylor Tharp, as we see Latrell Caples, big catch there. But the first drive, okay, offense was obviously a huge conversation going into this game. 14 plays, 79-yard drive that ends in a touchdown. Former quarterback Taylor Tharp, how important was that?
Well, first and foremost, Max was on point in the first drive. I will admit I was watching the series of plays in that first drive because I was heading to the game. I have a couple of young kids, but man, run game, Sire gains, Dylan Riley. But to see Max had some big completions and to see the highlights, like, you know, that's how we are always going to be best, is when we're complimenting each other. But huge to get scores early and
it took a lot of time. You see that 6 minutes and 1 second of time of possession. So Broncos get it done. There's a lot to get to. Again, Mason Randolph and Zion Washington scheduled to join us, a couple of seniors. We have more with Taylor Tharp coming up, but the Broncos get the win, and we're going to hear from Coach Danielson. Spencer, his press conference, Coach D, you'll hear from him next. It's the Horseshoe Collective Postgame Show, brought to you by DrinkSip.
It's family. Yeah, but it's my friends too.
It's us.
Let's go bigger.
Hold up. It's the 07 Hook and Ladder.
It's communication.
Comunicación.
Okay, together is
Finding common ground.
Even when others say it can't be done.
Like Doctorson Insurance, on the same team.
my team.
That's together.
Let's go.
At Title One, we're more than a title and escrow company. It starts with respect, and we pass it on.
Because humility makes us better teammates.
We stay hungry on and off the field.
and healthy in mind and body.
With integrity at every step.
And community in our heart.
Boise, football season is here, and whether it's touchdowns or turnovers, fans are still waking up happy thanks to DrinkSip non-alcoholic beer. Always fresh, lower calories, delicious taste. Celebrate the highs, rally through the lows, and always stay in the game. A portion of sales goes to help student athletes. DrinkSip NA Beer Company, brought to you by Bronco legend DeMarcus Lawrence and proud sponsor of the Horseshoe Collective.
Albertson Stadium, a 49-21 win for Colorado State, or for Boise State over Colorado State. Couple of stats here for you. I know we'll have Jay Tust later on. Colorado State has only beat Boise State once in their history, have never won on the blue. That's important, I think. We can talk about last week and how all the Bronco Nation was waiting for change, waiting for differences. It's nice to keep that going, I would say. And for Colorado State, I mean, we can maybe talk about it later. It was caught on the TV broadcast. There was a spit from the quarterback to Jaden Virgil-Morgan. So there was an edge there. But how big was it for you, so connected with this program after seeing the tough one against San Diego State, to look good, to dominate, to put up 49 points, max passing, all of it?
Yeah, not just the San Diego State loss. I mean, let's go back to Fresno.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been
a
few
go.
weeks. And let's be honest, let's say it as it is. Like, the standard is the standard around here, and we've built our own expectations. So it's okay as a fan base and an alumni and media to be frustrated with what's been going on, because we want to be in the picture every year, right? I think everybody in the locker room, I think all the players, coaches would agree with me in saying this has been a frustrating year because we expect to be there. So to have some games that have set us back is frustrating. But you know what, Joey? It's like this is what motivates us to get back and be there. Tonight was about pride. Tonight was about the seniors, the last game on the blue, still having something to play for. To me, it's just so much about bouncing back and having that resolve and being a team that comes out and proves like, hey, we're not rolling over, we're not dead, we are. There's always something to play for.
Yeah.
Tonight was particular because it's about the seniors and it's about representing pride on this field right here. So I just think big win. Put up a lot of points in the first half, which we have not seen. So that was awesome because we needed that.
Well, there's so much to recap. Max, by the way, 239 yards, 22 for 34. We all wanted to see him air it out. You feel for him because, last week there was a lot of commentary about it. Now, he didn't know. I mean, he handed the ball off, I think, 22 times in a row in that game against San Diego State. So Broncos get the win. Zion Washington, I think we're going to grab you. Come on over, man.
We get Zion on?
Yeah, we're going to get Zion on. We're still waiting for Spencer Danielson. I don't know if the hard hat will work, man. We may have to take the hard hat off. Zion Washington, an interception for the senior.
If you want, I'll put it on top.
Yeah, there we go. I like it. I like it. So joining us now live on set. Oh, look at that. That's
balance.
Perfect.
It might not.
I
don't know. It might fall off.
Dylan Riley, by the way, he's been wearing it the whole time. You've been wearing it as well.
Yeah.
Senior day for you, getting an interception. We talked to Jeremiah Irby earlier. How do you feel, just personally, having a game like that for your final game on the blue?
I mean, it's a blessing. Obviously, the interception, I've been waiting on it for a while, but guys made me wait. I've been patient. I've missed a few opportunities in the past, so I'm blessed to be able to capitalize on this one. It's huge, obviously, to be able to do this on my senior night, last game on the blue. It feels great.
I think there was maybe some thoughts from Bronco Nation that after it's been a tough couple of weeks that we didn't know what we'd expect to see. How important is it for a senior to keep the locker room intact? I mean, there's no stories about the locker room falling apart. And, I mean, you guys could have looked flat or looked slow tonight, because we know expectations have changed. But how important was that for you to keep it together?
I mean, we just all wanted it so bad. I mean, we're not the type to quit or give up. So being able to come out here and just do what we love to do, I mean, at the end of the day, we know it's a game, so we might as well just give it our all. That's kind of what we were thinking before the game. And then, obviously, for our seniors, we wanted to be able to finish the game on, finish their careers, maybe some, Obviously, some people going to the league and everything, but, just go out with a bang.
Hey, I know we got Coach Danielson coming up, but I just want to say thank you, as an alum and the fan base for being a representative of this program and on the blue, and especially closing out this season like that. I appreciate all you've done. And seriously, it means a lot.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Zion Washington, the senior, with an interception and a big win for Boise State. Let's go live to Spencer Danielson, here from the head coach.
Things that we got to get fixed and we got to clean up. That's football. That's why we're coaches, and that's why our players are going to be excited to come to work. We got a short week coming up against Utah State, so we're going to flip this calendar really quick. Tomorrow is going to be a Sunday into a Monday quickly, and it's time to get working. And we got one promise game left, and we got to go fight our tail off to be our best next Friday. But proud of our team, man. Bronco Nation, as always, shows up, packed house, awesome atmosphere. No matter what's going on, we do not take that lightly. And so, Bronco Nation, thank you so much for being there in a major way. And proud of our team finding a way to win.
You told us you're going to open it up a little bit. Obviously, you did that. What kind of led to that this week, and what did you think of kind of the more balanced attack?
Yeah, we went in the game learning a lot from the first two games that we've played with Max and where our offense was, BJ, and just looked at what can we do to make sure we can attack a defense. We know we're going to run the football. That's a DNA part of who we are. But we want to be on the attack. We had some trick plays in the arsenal, and we wanted to air it out. And Max has had a really good week of practice. Our receivers trust him. Our coaches trust him. And he did a really good job tonight. So we got to be balanced attack. And I think we did a much better job of that tonight. There were some drops out there that honestly probably could had more pass yards if we completed those. So we got to make our plays. But proud of the night Max had. Really, I'm proud of our offensive line. Did a great job tonight. We ran the football consistently. When we did want to throw, Max had a really good pocket back there. So proud of our offensive line. Proud of the plan that our coaches put together. Our receivers, we've had some guys out, and our guys stepped up and made some big-time plays. Max threw that ball in the money. We had our Matt Lauder, Matt Wagner continue to be two of the better tight ends around. I think it was Sire Gaines' probably best game all season. Proud of him breaking tackles, making tough runs. Awesome to see Malik Sherrod get a touchdown on senior night, too, a young man that's been through a lot and we're really proud of. So as a whole, proud of what we did offensively. We left a lot of meat on the bone, too, with some of the mistakes we made, but we're going to learn from those. But proud of where we're going, and I think we're in a much better attack mindset offensively.
I know you had faith in Max, but just for his own psyche, how much was a game like tonight needed for him?
It's huge. I mean, now – in a good way, his confidence is through the roof, but we got to go back to work. I mean, that's how it is, and now it's making sure he handles the success the right way, but I'm proud of him.
I want to ask you about Max, too. Don't become, just be.
Yep.
Why was that the message to him, and how well did he embrace that tonight, I guess?
Yeah, me and Max talked maybe about a week and a half ago, and especially in the college football landscape when you become the starter and regardless of injuries and what it is, I didn't want Max to try to become anybody. I didn't want to become Maddox or become this new person. I wanted Max to be him, because I know if Max is him, he's absolutely got enough talent and has the skill set to be successful. And everybody else has to step up. That's football, man. When someone gets hurt, carry the flag, next man up. And I'm proud of him doing that, man. I mean, just him out there, he was out there being Max Cutforth tonight. And that's what I'm so proud. He's a great kid. He's a competitor. And seeing the week of practice he had, the command he's having of our offense, he was himself tonight. And we were really successful.
Well, you can't ask for a better transition. Coach D talking all about Max Cutforth, and look who's live on the set. None other than our quarterback, Max Cutforth. And, man, first of all, let's just react to that. You just heard what Coach had to say about you. It's been a whirlwind of a few weeks for you, I'm sure. What's it like when you hear your coach talk about you like that and saying you don't need to become anything, you need to be Max?
Yeah, it gives me a whole lot of confidence, just knowing that he sees it every day. That I can do it, and he's just not wanting me to become anybody else, but just to be me, and that helps me just kind of ground me and just be me.
Yeah.
Hey Max, great job tonight. Speaking of confidence, right? Let's just talk to and tell the fan base or anybody that doesn't know, like the day in, day out, but what you've been going through the last few weeks, because obviously you've been put in this spot where the Maddox gets hurt. You've been ready all year, I'm sure. You get reps, but like it's not the same, right? Until you start getting in that role, and you start getting the reps in practice, or you just you start acting like a starter. Take me through a little bit of like that confidence change.
Yeah, I mean, I felt it, since I came as a freshman, running scout team, all this stuff, like, to, getting couple reps at practice last year, to getting the orange reps in the spring, the 2 reps in the spring, like, the reps that you get changes everything. And then once you get into the game, it's a whole nother thing, and of just calming down and realizing it's what you do in practice. And I think the coaches do a great job at scouting, and we were ready for everything that Colorado State threw at us.
Last week it was a lot of running the football. How early in the week did you know? I mean, you ended up throwing it 34 times tonight. Was that something that kind of on the flight home was like you knew, okay, we're probably going to transition, I'm probably going to pass it more? How did that week prep go from, kind of that first start with handing the ball off a lot to now 34 pass attempts tonight?
Yeah, I just have full confidence in Coach Potter and his play calling. It was a super rainy game, and we had to run the ball, and we didn't want to do that. We sure didn't want to do that, and I just have full confidence in Coach Potter and knowing when to take the shots, knowing, when to, just when to put the ball in the air.
For you, how many friends, family? I mean, Nampa's not that far. Shout out South Nampa. We're right by Skyview High School.
That's right.
You're the pride of Nampa. Me and Lauren have nothing to do with that. What's that like? Is that tough? Does your phone, especially as you're getting starts, is it like mom or dad's like, oh, I was at the store the other day? Like, what's that like with just your impact being a local kid?
I mean, it's a lot. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot.
Yeah.
There's my phone does blow up a lot. It has been blown up in the last couple of weeks, but it's awesome just to hear the support from everybody, and it's not just random people. Like, these are people who have touched my life in some way, whether it's in high school or, just seeing them around, playing football with them, or whatever it is. Like, they've done something in my life, and I truly just appreciate those people that I haven't heard from in a while.
So it's been a journey, right, this season? I mean, I'm sure your story, we could break it down, but talk about, like, getting put into play in the Fresno game. Last week was a super rainy game, right? So didn't get to really cut it loose. What I saw as a former quarterback and watching you was a lot of confident throws, which was awesome. I think the fan base and everybody would agree. Like, but aside from what it was, Max cut first night, talk about this group in general, like the Bronco group, the seniors, and just what it means to go out and get this W tonight.
It means the world. I was just saying how looking the seniors in the eyes and just knowing that, like, they were sad that this could be the last game on the blue for them, and just knowing that I played well enough to get them to go out with a win and protect the blue, because that means a lot to me and it means a lot to this whole team. It's truly amazing.
Yeah, Max, we're so happy for you, man. Just so nice to get a win on the blue, as you brought up, for the seniors. So are you back home in Nampa celebrate with a bunch of family, or they stay here in Boise? Are we Canyon County, Ada County tonight? How does that work?
We'll see.
Yeah, I love it, man. I appreciate it.
You never know where Joey's going to take it. Ada Canyon.
We learned about Jaden Virgin eating an entire pizza after the game. So I don't know if you eat a whole pizza.
Shoot, if they have it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You deserve it, dude. Huge game for you. 239 yards, Max. We appreciate the time, man.
Thank you, guys.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah,
that confidence piece, and I think it's just, I'm giddy because I'm, like, excited for you as a guy that kind of, like, you wait in the wings, you get that opportunity, and I just saw it tonight. I saw you take that next step, and I think everybody out there needs to know, like, there's so much greatness ahead of you right there.
I appreciate it.
Oh, here we go. Best Thanksgiving side. Let's get you a Thanksgiving question, because that'll be some hotel ballroom in Logan, Utah.
Yeah. Shoot, it's got to probably be my mom's funeral potatoes.
Oh, you're a funeral potato guy. Yeah. All right. You know what funeral potatoes are?
I can't say I do.
I can't say I do.
Hey, I'm Boulder, Colorado. I don't know. It's a lot of Thanksgivings in the football realm, so I'm not saying I had a whole bunch of.
Now, is it? Do you do hash brown shredded or cubed? The cube potatoes.
Shredded.
Shredded. All
shredded. Right. Well, and so my grandpa has a whole lot of fresh, just Idaho potatoes.
Yeah.
Because they're in East Idaho, where the potatoes are actually grown, and real potatoes.
Don't leave me hanging.
Funeral potatoes. Well, they serve it at funerals. It goes back to like a church tradition with a lot of church funerals.
Yeah.
So it's like shredded hash browns, like cream of mushroom soup, sour cream, cornflakes on top, cheese.
The cornflakes is what does it because it just gives that little bit of crunch.
So you do the cornflakes on top the traditional way, okay?
Yep,
Is this an Idaho thing?
Yeah, Idaho, Utah, southeast Idaho for sure.
Southeast Idaho
it's made
for
its
sure.
way up here.
Sounds good, but
So
look at me. Look at me. I'll eat anything
they
right
should
now.
have that, Logan. Logan, Utah should have funeral potatoes.
My whole family will be in Pocatello, Blackfoot, so hopefully they'll drive down and give me some.
I'm telling you, man,
Thanksgiving.
if you have a hearty dish of funeral potatoes, you're throwing for 400 yards and 4 tutties for sure.
Hey, and if we need to get some
heard that,
funeral
Mom.
potatoes sponsored by Max for NIL, let's get that done. Okay, let's do a little deal while we're at it. Yep.
Somewhat.
Oh,
All right,
man.
Max, appreciate the time, man.
Thank you,
Seriously.
guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, more to come on the Horseshoe Collective Postgame Show, brought to you by DrinkSip, live from the Blue, 49-21. Big Bronco win.
What does together really mean?
It's combining two things.
It's family.
Yeah, but it's my friends too.
It's us. Let's go bigger.
Hold up. It's the 07 Hook and Ladder.
It's communication.
Comunicación.
Okay, together is
Finding common ground.
Even when others say it can't be done.
Like Doctorson Insurance on the same team.
my team.
That's together.
Let's go.
At Title I, we're more than a title and escrow company. It starts with respect, and we pass it on.
Because humility makes us better teammates.
We stay hungry on and off the field.
And healthy in mind and body. With integrity at every step.
And community in our heart.
Boise, football season is here, and whether it's touchdowns or turnovers, fans are still waking up happy thanks to DrinkSip non-alcoholic beer. Always fresh, lower calories, delicious taste. Celebrate the highs, rally through the lows, and always stay in the game. A portion of sales goes to help student athletes. DrinkSip NA Beer Company, brought to you by Bronco legend DeMarcus Lawrence and proud sponsor of the Horseshoe Collective.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is why you watch the Horseshoe Collective Postgame Show, brought to you by DrinkSip. We've had Zion Washington, we've had Jeremiah Irby, we've had Max Cutforth.
It was fun catching up with those guys and seeing how they are as far as getting the juices flowing and getting the dub and bringing the culture back to the Blue.
I would love to give you crap, but I know that as an alum, your priorities are straight. Like celebrating with the team and doing whatever you got to do, hugging seniors versus hanging out with us. I'm good with that, dude.
I love hanging out with you.
I
Dude,
know,
man,
but we just talked about funeral potatoes with Max Cutforth.
Yeah.
So trust us, we're covering the important issues. Well,
lame out here.
Yeah. Let's go through the highlights. Let's just recap tonight in the 49-21 win. It started off with that 74-yard, I believe it is 79-yard drive, the touchdown for Sire Gaines. That was a great way to start this game to kind of put everyone at ease, guys.
Huge. You know, we all know points have not come very easily lately, so to get a first score drive, a score on the first drive, and a lot of points.
Malik Sherrod, he had 2 touchdowns tonight. Just a nice little walk-in for the score. That put the Broncos up 14-7. Couple of touchdowns for him, couple of touchdowns for Sire. Then later on, it was the interception by Jeremiah Irby. How about that?
This is just a great play. I mean, you had Amarion go down last week, and as far as his defensive room, you got questions. And so to see the guys step up and to make plays, this is great to see.
Especially a senior, right? Huge. It's awesome.
We talked to him earlier. He was so emotional, so excited. Then there was a fumble. It was the quarterback, Darius Curry. He fumbles. Jeremiah Irby picked it up. So that's a fumble recovery and an interception so far.
That's great. Like I said, you want to see guys step up. I mean, we had a leader go down in Amarion McCoy, and to see guys like Irby step up. There goes Marco on that play. I mean, just different guys. Mickey was in that as far as the tackle. I mean, guys step up and contribute to the defense as far as the guy being missing. That's great.
This was a fun time for Dylan Riley to score, punch it in, get a little physicality there. That's the third running back with a score tonight. How big was that?
Well, always good to punch it in on the goal line. And again, like, let's be honest, when you get a score like tonight, it's not just because the offense did it. It's the turnovers that the defense is providing and the offense not turning it over. So,
and then Zion Washington, the senior. He said, I had to wait a while to get that interception. A nice diving grab. Good awareness by him.
I mean, it's good to see. I'm a guy, and just to throw this little trick in there, I wore 21, so to see somebody carrying out the legacy a lot better than I did, that's great to see.
Great offensive blocking. Sire Gaines ran it in. A little push there at the end, but then said, my bad.
You know,
I was just making sure to get the defender off me.
And honestly, like the last 2 weeks, even though last week was a loss, Sire's been running super hard. And that kid, the potential is there. We all know it. And Malik right here, honestly, he turned the corner so fast. That's the type of, combination you want to have where Sire and Dylan are big-time play guys, and then Malik can just, he can hit it quick and get around the corner.
Yeah, and that was so big. So that put Boise State up big. It got a little hairy there, maybe late third quarter, early fourth quarter, where you started to wonder how things would go. How about Jeremiah Irby with his second interception of the game?
I mean, I'm kind of beating a dead horse, but like I said, like for guys to step out, and like I said, Amarion McCoy has been the guy who's been the leader as far as the interceptions, the touchdowns, but to have him be out and to see guys step up, right, and make plays that he would make in his absence, it's good to see. You know that there's not a drop-off on defense. You got guys running to make blocks. There's different things as far as that contribute to the offense as well as the defense.
So it was 42-21. The first fumble recovery, but then 2 interceptions. And then right at the end, Seth Knath with a 9-yard touchdown run. 49-21, that puts an end to the game.
Go ahead, Seth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a statement at the end, and it wasn't all pretty, but it was such a great win for us on the blue, and the run game to play the way it did. I mean, it goes back to what we've been talking about, just a huge night for the offense, a huge night for the defense to get so many turnovers, and just a great win.
Take a look at the game stats for tonight. Won the turnover battle 4-1, 533 total yards, 279 on the ground. But what I love, this was not, we just talked to Max Cupforth. It was not just run. I mean, 293 in the air for Max.
Yeah, Max delivered. Like I said, he was confident throwing the ball. I think that comes from, a few weeks of sort of getting more reps and get more confidence and getting more familiar with Coach Potter and the scheme that we're trying to present. Obviously, just being at home and having guys like Latrell make plays, because at receiver it's been thin. But that was huge. I also love, Joey, that we were 7 of 7 in the red zone.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
That's beyond the expectation,
Man,
but
that's hard to lose.
That's it. And 1 turnover versus the 4. I mean, we always want to be less than 3. So just a great night for the Oak.
Go ahead. Even just to touch on something real small, right? I mean, we talk about as far as us Broncos being established offense, we talk about the running game, right? And so for the defense to only allow 39 rushing yards, that's a huge part of the game, and Colorado State being able to control the clock. I mean, time of possession isn't something that's on here, but I'm pretty sure it's lopsided in Boise State's favor.
Yeah, 6-minute drive to start the game.
The fact that, and I don't even need to look at that, right? Like, just to see that they could not run the ball effectively shows me that they weren't able to control the game, control the time, and keep the ball in their favor.
Yeah.
Yes, they had 200-plus passing yards, but that's the first time we've had that in, maybe 3 weeks? But it's because they couldn't run the ball. We made them one-dimensional to where we can dictate the game and be able to play, defense in our favor. So it's good to see.
Well, let's take a look at some of our horseshoe cues with Ridley's checkout. Yes, time for our Ridley's checkout. Horseshoe cues. Let's start with this one. Does Tyreque hate the colors blue and orange? Haven't seen him wear Bronco gear once this year. I said this. I said under our studio table, we need, what size are you?
I'm an XL in the sweater. I'm a large in the shirt.
All right, so we need an extra large Bronco, even if it's just blue from Walmart, just something down in there.
What's crazy is I bleed blue. Like, I was here from 2017 to 2022. I feel like that is enough for me to be able to wear regular clothes. I could, as long as I stay warm. These games are cold.
All right.
Like, I don't think the fans, if you at home, these games are cold. Like,
it's a little cold today. It's a little cold. I do have a question about that. Actually, I've had conversations with this before. Former athletes, is it corny to just wear the regular fan gears? There's something about that, because Tharp's in it, but I don't know if that's a time away from, it was a while ago since you played. Is there something like former players don't want to just show up in all the gear?
It's definitely not nothing. I would say for me, it's not something that I think about.
Okay.
Like, I don't think about, like, oh, let me match with the crowd. Let me match it. Because when I was a player, I didn't have to do that. If it was a whiteout game or a blackout game or a blue-out game, I was wearing whatever jersey we had to wear anyway. So it is something for me, an adjustment, just as far as, getting used to. The fans were all black one game, and I was in a white T-shirt. I felt so out of place. But that's just something I have to do my part. As far as being now, I'm more of a fan. Yes, I'm an alum, but I am considered a fan.
You're allowed in the locker room. I'm a fan. I gotta wait in line for hot dogs. But even still, I gotta support, right? And if I'm gonna support, let's do it 100%. So I appreciate the call out on that, but I'll do better for the most part on my end.
No, it's all good. In my opinion, you got more swag than Joey and I. I mean, like,
really? You think so? Wow. Taylor, I think everyone would probably say that.
Well, in my opinion, like I worked for the team for a long time, and so like I have a lot of blue and orange in my closet. So much so that my wife is like, you got to get rid of a lot of that stuff. So I've held on to a few things. But yeah, if I get the chance to wear it, which is a game day, like I'm going to wear it. And then we show up and T over here is just always decked out. I just feel like he's at a different phase of life than you and I. We got kids, and so he might be going out after this. Like he's ready to rock.
Hey,
but the point is like you are cleaner, more swaggy than we are, and that's okay.
If your shoes match things. I'm just like, did I have clean underwear on today? That's all it is.
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not that far from y'all. I'm trying to stay warm.
When
I was a player, I tried to stay warm. Now that I'm a coach and now I'm doing Bronco, I'm trying to stay warm. We're out here. What time is it right now? We're out here.
Don't even know.
Ain't nobody even on the field. Ain't nobody. It's cold. I'm trying to make sure I'm warm for this
close.
segment right here.
Truly, we're dang close when the lights going off. All right, let's get another question on a Ridley checkout with Horseshoe Q's. This one about Zion Washington. How is Zion Washington able to get 2 sacks from the safety position? He was a beast tonight. It really, like, the seniors tonight, to have some of the performances like Zion and Jeremiah Irby, but what have you seen from Zion Washington over the years?
I mean, I've just seen a kid who's put in the work, who's sat and did it. I mean, he was behind me.
Yeah.
Him and Shayla Deeper, they were my backups, and to see them grow after I left the program and to become themselves and to make their own name, I mean, it's a lot of heat to be in that back end and to be able to perform and produce, especially for this fan base, right? Like, as far as him getting that interception, that's a great play. I mean, I know for a fact, I told him before the game, let's get one tonight, and I'm glad to see that he actually pulled one out. That's something that you kind of you hope for, but to see it, it's great. But he's somebody that I know for a fact, he's put in the work, he's done his time, he's definitely grinded, and to see him, be able to produce that stuff on the field, it's great to see.
And real quick, just from my perspective, when safeties are getting sacks, that usually means that the defensive scheme is awesome, right? Like there's a lot of mix-up in blitzes and those packages that's bringing him into coming into the backfield like that. And so I just feel like those type of guys getting sacks means that, A, the back end's doing their job, but then the defensive scheme is good enough to get Zion in there and cause it.
Right. I mean, that's just a part of pressure and coverage working together, right? I mean, we heard JVM talk about that a couple weeks ago as far as like the defensive front creating pressure and the back end being able to cover and how that works together. Because if you're able to cover on the back end and nobody's open, that creates more opportunities for whoever's in pressure to be able to get sacks, force hurries, and different things, force turnovers as well. Because as we saw tonight, we got 2 picks from Irby. Just from the simple fact that pressure and coverage, they work together. If you don't, see that and understand how that works and goes and how that's in a combination, it's hard to tell how our defense is working together and how they are as a unit.
A final question here on a Ridley's checkout. This one about Max Cutforth. Taylor Tharp, I know you had a grin from ear to ear about what Cutforth was able to do tonight. This is for Tharp. For someone who starts the season as a backup quarterback, how long does it take for you to build confidence?
Yeah, from my vantage point, it took me years as a backup to gain some confidence, and I'm very lucky that I gained that starting role in my senior year. But if people remember fan base, like I had a lot of times like Max my sophomore year where I came into games as the relief guy, and it's just tough situations to be the guy that's mentally preparing every week but not physically getting the reps, right? And you're not getting the same kind of confidence from the players, staff, and all that. You're kind of expected to be there and ready, but you're just not quite getting it. And I'm proud of guys like Max that will endure some of the pain and some of the initial toughness by being that guy that's second string, third string, and you come into situations where the fans want you to just keep it going exactly how it's been. So for Max, I just think tonight, not take away last week, take away the week before where he came in relief. Like tonight was such a staple for this kid who's a local guy to come in. Like I said, he threw with confidence. The receivers had to step up for him. There was actually a few drops that were big plays.
Yeah, the one in the end zone of Matt Lauder that just was a drop and you almost connected with
and also just no turnovers. So it's everybody. It's the O-line. It's everybody making plays. But for Max, and we had him on stage, man, what a cool night for him to go out and get a win for the senior.
Absolutely. So that is our Ridley's checkout with some of our final thoughts. But we're not done yet. Still to come, Jay Tust. Our Tust stats, he's coming up. Maybe more about Tyreque's clothes. I don't know. We got a lot to get to, but we'll wrap things up with some Tust stats with Jay Tust from Bronco Studios. When we return, you can now start to see our breath. It's starting to get cold out here.
Man.
It's the Horseshoe Collective Postgame Show, brought to you by DrinkSip.
What does together really mean?
It's combining two things.
It's family.
Yeah, but it's my friends too.
It's us.
Let's go bigger.
Hold up. It's the 07 Hook and Ladder.
It's communication.
Comunicación.
Okay, together is
Finding common ground.
Even when others say it can't be done.
Like Doctorson Insurance on the same team.
My team.
That's together.
Let's go.
At Title One, we're more than a title and escrow company. It starts with respect, and we pass it on.
Because humility makes us better teammates.
We stay hungry on and off the field.
And healthy in mind and body.
With integrity at every step.
And community in our heart.
Boise, football season is here. And whether it's touchdowns or turnovers, fans are still waking up happy thanks to DrinkSip non-alcoholic beer. Always fresh, lower calories, delicious taste. Celebrate the highs, rally through the lows, and always stay in the game. A portion of sales goes to help student athletes. DrinkSip NA Beer Company, brought to you by Bronco legend DeMarcus Lawrence and proud sponsor of the Horseshoe Collective.
Blue, 49-21 the win for Boise State over Colorado State. Just one win for the Rams against the Broncos in their history. Post-game show for the Horseshoe Collective brought to you by DrinkSip. Look who it is. It is Jay Tust from Bronco Studios. Are you a run cold guy, run warm guy? Are you fine? You feel like you're the guy that's like, I'm never cold, because you've had that jacket on like all season.
I usually run a little hot, I would say.
Okay, yeah, it's the biceps. It's the biceps, yeah. Okay, let's talk about this. Just first, before we get to your two Tust stats tonight, because we're talking about the balance and the running backs, but
don't make me spit on you.
Do you want to start with that? That is why I showed Jeremiah Dickey that, because, if you're here at the game, you didn't see that. The Colorado State quarterback spits on Jaden Virgin Morgan. And is that now a thing? Because this keeps happening in football games.
It's got to stop.
It's got to.
It's ridiculous that it ever happens. I could never imagine thinking oh, let's just spit on this guy.
It's crazy.
But I will say this: if that thought did come up in my brain, I would not do it to Jaden Virgin Morgan. That's a battle you lose.
We saw him
that's
after.
A battle you lose.
We talked to him right here, and to his credit, he didn't get the chance to respond. But I mean, that stuff's infuriating. I think to see it. It's not okay.
Yeah.
I am also dumbfounded by the fact that you think you can get away with that stuff nowadays with so many cameras.
Have you seen
and
the
everything.
camera? Have you seen the 8K camera they show on the big screen alone here? Yeah, it's crazy.
Knowing the disrespect it represents and how it's not necessary or needed in our game in any sport. So I just, it's
so
like
many
a guy
things.
trying
and the quarterback.
Yeah.
You're the quarterback?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Tust stats.
Good start.
The rushing and the passing. We just had Max on the show, but let's talk about the balance. And I know Boise State's pretty rare territory when they throw for 250, run for 250.
Yeah, I think this is all about just playing complementary football, right? And we see that when they establish the run, maybe it makes life a little bit easier on Max. And, I mean, that's perfect balance. 250 rushing yards, 250 passing yards. Now Boise State is 29-0. They've won the last 29 games when they've had at least 250 rushing and 250 passing yards in the same game. And that goes all the way back to 1999. So we're talking 26 seasons. That's a pretty impressive streak, but it shows you how Boise State can have some success. And I think another thing that kind of plays into that, Spencer Danielson constantly preaches 2 keys to victory: winning the turnover battle and being explosive on offense. And by halftime, Boise State was +2 in the turnover battle, and they had already generated 10 explosive plays on offense. And we talk about balance, 5 were through the air, 5 were on the ground, and that was just at halftime. So it was cool to see this offense get off to a good start, find their rhythm, find their groove, as Sire Gaines demonstrates right there. And as long as we bring up Sire, by the way, I don't know what it is, but like the later we've gotten into the season, he continues to almost find another step and even looks more explosive. And I know he had an injury that put him back, or he missed all of last season with it. I think Sire Gaines has looked phenomenal. And the cool thing about when he rushes the football too, every pile seems to fall forward. Yeah. You know, that extra yard or 2 or maybe even 3 or 10 or whatever when he's rushing the football right now, Joey.
And speaking of rushing the football, I actually had to double check my phone with the stats because I thought I was giving too many running backs credit for touchdowns. No. I'm not joking. I was like, wait, no, Dylan didn't have a touchdown. No, he did have a touchdown. Yep. 4 running backs score tonight.
Yeah, it's tied for the most individual running backs with at least one rushing touchdown in the last 25 seasons, tied for the second most. Only other time Moore scored was against Idaho in 2004. So it was really cool to see them spread the wealth. Everybody had success. Again, Sire goes for a career-high 149 rushing yards. Dylan had a really nice run in the second half where he ripped off like a 30-yarder or something like that. And then, Malik Sherrod probably had his best game as a Boise State football player. And I think this is the way that this team finds success, running behind this offensive line and just making life a little bit easier on whoever is playing quarterback for that matter.
So let me just get this straight. I'm asking both of you, but you're saying it's easier for a quarterback to have a pretty decent game if the run game's going? Because
we know our football.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just saying, if we run the ball well, I bet it's easier to pass.
Revolutionary analysis here. Yet, it is, though. It's the equation we want to see. I know the offensive staff. I know the team like that. You always preach the balance, and you want to do both. And we go back last year to our run. Obviously, we had a great offensive run game that set up the pass. And it takes a special quarterback to get in there game after game and not have much of a run game and go make those plays. That's actually not just a quarterback. That's everybody else. But, with a younger quarterback, with the situation we're in, you guys are exactly right. I mean, this run game has to go. We have to have Sire, who is looking way healthier than he has been.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, he is running hard and having those types of runs. Dylan still got the big play. Malik turned the corner on his. I mean, so that stuff has to go for the quarterbacks to, at least in this offense.
Let me dive a little deeper into this because, you're right. I'm not very bold about what I said right there in terms of the run game complementing the pass game. What does it mean when you have an effective run game, Taylor? It means that you're likely out of bad situations, right? Like, you're not running the ball on 3rd and 12, right? You're not, maybe 2nd, 8 in situations like that. What it meant was Boise State really did a good job of controlling this game and not putting Max Cutforth in bad situations. And as long as they can do that down in Logan next week, I love their chances. And really quick, a shout out to Seth Noth. Bishop Kelly grad, been here for a long time, a walk-on special teams contributor. He deserved that moment here on senior night.
Just awesome. So that's your hashtag Tust Stats brought to you by St. Luke's Health Plan. Before we say goodbye to you and wrap things up, I'll give you a score update. Fresno State 17-7 over Utah State at halftime. There's a lot of different scenarios. We know nothing's set in stone right now.
Yeah.
But you want to cheer for the Aggies. Yep. That's for sure. You want to cheer for the Aggies because it's a Black Friday game in Logan. But how do you think they're approaching this? Where it's like, Bronco Nation can look at things, but there's still a chance. Mm-hmm. Still a chance. Technically to host the Mountain West Championship game, technically. I mean, San Diego State, by the way, 18-3 at half. So Aztecs up. Yeah.
So if they win that, that's out the window.
That's out. But there is still a chance at the end of this wild year. There's a trophy sitting up there, and they're holding it up. And so you gotta need some help though tonight.
Yeah, I mean, how about big CBS, by the way?
Yeah.
Next Friday, 2 o'clock afternoon kickoff. Boise State's dominated this series. Look at Dom in the truck, just putting this on
insane.
a platter for us.
I know.
Man, I hope he makes Thanksgiving meals this good. I mean, just like setting it out there for us to consume right here. And yeah, hopefully that they go take care of business. I want to bring up Max Cutforth really quick before we wrap this thing up, because I thought it was so cool what he said. I don't know if he had the chance to talk about this with you guys, but he said that Spencer Danielson kept telling him something all week long. He's like, he probably told me this 100 times. Don't become, just be. Like, don't become the starter. You're ready to be the starter. So don't become something. Just be what you are. And I think that we just saw Max play freer, right? I think that he just, he made the throws he knew he could make and things like that. And I think the thing, like, for Max and Taylor, you can almost relate to this, but not really, because your senior year you did become the full-time starting quarterback. But as Max Cutforth walks off the field tonight, right? Who knows if he ever gets an opportunity like this again?
I know.
We don't know. After the game, I will say Spencer Danielson said he's not expecting Maddox Madsen to be back against Utah State. So it might very well be next week. But as the backup quarterback to a guy that has another year of eligibility left next season, who knows if Max Cutforth ever gets a moment like this again? So if you were Max or in this similar situation, how would you process this? How would you say, hey, I know it's on to the next one, which it very well might be, but, man, you better take a look around this place for just a moment and realize you are the first local Idaho kid to start and win a game at quarterback for Boise State in like 30 years.
I think, first of all, he's probably going,
it's a great way to put it.
But because for the seniors, right, and the last home game on the blue this year, like, that's a big deal. So regardless of how he played, getting the W tonight was the most important thing. And I also think if you look at it situationally, like, and I know there's stories of, like, Maddox throughout the year was actually kind of dealing with an ankle injury. So, like, I'm the one that comes in and goes, well, once a guy starts getting the reps and he starts getting the confidence, like, watch that growth, because I live that a little bit. And people be like, well, he was getting reps at practice. I go, it's not the same until you get.
Well, mentally, how could it be that?
Like,
he's not sitting there going, all right.
You're not the guy, but you're getting reps. No, it's not the same until the coaches start giving you that extra rep or that confidence, or giving you those extra looks in practice with scout teams. That's where I think the growth comes. And it is such a hard thing to acquire, because you have to be good enough to even be in that position as a quarterback to battle as a second or first string or third string guy. Like, you have to win battles behind the scenes. So for Max, like, from my vantage point, it's really cool, right? Because it's a little bit of my story, but I'm also I'm aware of, like, once you start getting that confidence at practice and the team starts believing in you and you're in the huddle, right?
I also think that's a big part, because, like, I know, like, I think it's cliche to say, oh, yeah, the guys around me to believe, but it's sports, man. You have to go out and earn that.
Yeah.
And if you have a couple bad practices, you're going to lose it pretty darn quickly, right? Yeah. And it felt like the team was also kind of around.
You know what's really hard, too, is the expectation of, like, having no drop-off. Like, everybody's there in the same room and they watch the same film.
Yep.
But the reality is it's 6 reps to 2 reps on an 8-rep drive. And you just don't quite take those leaps until you sort of get that nod. And it's really like it's a cycle of how do you get to that point, and sometimes it's because of an injury. So to sum it all up, I think we're seeing the best of Max Cutforth right now, and I think there's a lot of really great football ahead of him. Obviously, if we run the ball well, like, he's going to play well. But I told him, I said, man, I saw so many confident throws tonight from you, just the way he stepped into it. His body, like, everything was working together. And I think you can't deny the fact that last week was wet, and the week before or 2 weeks prior, he was put into a situation in a tough game. So I'm excited for him.
I'll end it on this. I think that you saw him go out and actually execute what he was telling himself and doing in practice. Like the throw to Cam Bates right down here, the 42-yard was against cover 2, not necessarily that ideal look. He said that he looked at Cam, went off of Cam, came back to Cam, and he goes, you know what? I just let it rip. Yeah. And that was his whole motto. That was the quarterback room motto this week. Just let it rip.
And that confidence shows up in practice the week prior, like all those extra reps.
And I'll be quick, but I know that we don't know exactly what the coaches are doing, but last week seemed to be a game plan of like, let's not put Max in a tough spot and have him try to go win or lose again. You know, so like if anybody was watching, it was very careful in our play calling and very careful because it was wet and all that. And that just was the situation. But tonight was a little bit like, hey, Max, cut it loose, man. Let's go.
Well, big win for the Broncos. Again, Black Friday afternoon, Big Boy CBS in Logan, Utah. Tyreque, come over here. We're going to wrap. Jack, Joe, come on now. Brogan. Hey, we got some thank yous to do. Can you guys come from behind the camera? Yeah, you can.
The most popular member of our studio audience.
Yes, come on now.
Lauren Jenkins is here.
Yeah, my wife's been sitting here. All right, come on, Brogan. Jack, come on.
If anybody's been at the game and you see Joe work during the game, it's incredible what he does.
Joe, come on. So what we're going to do,
it's
we
incredible.
want to just say a huge thank you. This is the first year we've done this. Look at the set. Look at what we've been able to do. And there are so many people to thank. We were really hoping they'd turn off the lights on us. But we want to thank some people. So as we say goodnight tonight on the Horseshoe Collective Postgame Show on camera, we want to thank Marcus. We want to thank Joel. We want to thank Ryan. We want to thank Marcel, Cole, Jesse, Brogan, our man right there. Look how handsome he looks. Replay packages. Thank you to Mike, Zach, and Adam, directors Tyler and Taylor, and our producers. They're
Joe
always
Nickel?
in my ear. Yeah, Joe Nickel. He was going to be at the end, but we got
Did
Caleb
we get
Howard.
Dom on there?
Yeah, Caleb Howard, Dominic Sheldon, and then yes, Joe Nickel of the Horseshoe Collective. He's not. You don't want to. He really doesn't want. That's how much he loves you. He's just not going to get in front of the camera. But this has been so much fun. Seriously, for everyone making this. Isn't this awesome? What a fun time.
I had an awesome time, Joey.
Yeah, I know. This is great. Sorry for the snot dripping down my nose because it's a cold one here. But the Broncos get the win on the blue. We'll be back next season. You know it. I'm not even leaving here. Thank you to everyone. See Horseshoe Collective Postgame Show 49-21. Fireball shots.
Fireball shots.
Brought to you by DrinkSip. We'll see you next season.
What does together really mean?
It's combining two things.
It's family.
Yeah, but it's my friends too.
It's us.
Let's go bigger.
Hold up. It's the 07 Hook and Ladder.
It's communication.
Comunicación.
Okay, together is
Finding common ground.
Even when others say it can't be done.
Like Doctorson Insurance, on the same team.
My team.
That's together.
Let's go.
At Title One, we're more than a title and escrow company. It starts with respect, and we pass it on.
Because humility makes us better teammates.
We stay hungry on and off the field.
And healthy in mind and body.
With integrity at every step.
And community in our heart.
Boise, football season is here. And whether it's touchdowns or turnovers, fans are still waking up happy thanks to DrinkSip non-alcoholic beer. Always fresh, lower calories, delicious taste. Celebrate the highs, rally through the lows, and always stay in the game. A portion of sales goes to help student athletes. DrinkSip NA Beer Company, brought to you by Bronco legend, DeMarcus Lawrence, and proud sponsor of the Horseshoe Collective.